Have you ever felt trapped by your own history? Like you're carrying a weight so heavy it's impossible to move forward. That weight has an image called self-destruction. It manifests in the stories we tell ourselves, the limitations we accept, and the comfort zones we refuse to leave. But what if I told you that the very thing holding you back is also your greatest opportunity for transformation? Today, we're going to confront an uncomfortable truth. True success requires the death of who you used to be. Self-destruction isn't always obvious. It doesn't always look like reckless behavior or sometimes it's as subtle as the voice in your head whispering, "This is good enough," when excellence is within reach. It's the comfort you feel when you stay within familiar territory, even when that territory has become a prison. Look around at your life right now. The job you've outgrown but won't leave. The relationships that drain you but you maintain. The habits that harm you but you won't break. These aren't just choices, they're chains, forged link by link with each decision to remain the same. Every day you choose comfort over growth, you're slowly destroying the person you could become. But why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we resist the very changes that could liberate us? Because change is painful. Transformation demands sacrifice. And most people would rather endure the pain of remaining the same than experience the temporary discomfort of growth. Here's a truth that few are willing to accept. Personal growth isn't optional, it's essential for survival. In nature, anything that stops growing starts dying. The same principle applies to your mind, your skills, your relationships, and your ambitions. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It occurs deliberately when you make the conscious choice to step beyond what's familiar and safe. It means studying when others are sleeping, working when others are resting, persisting when others have given up. The path to growth is paved with challenges that will test you, obstacles that will frustrate you, and failures that will humble you. But with each test passed, each obstacle overcome, and each failure learned from, you'll become stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Remember, the pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of staying the same is permanent. Transformation is different from change. Change alters what you do. Transformation alters who you are. It's not enough to modify your habits, you must revolutionize your identity. True transformation begins with the death of your limiting beliefs, your excuses, your justifications for mediocrity. Only then can rebirth occur. Only then can you emerge as someone new, someone stronger, someone unstoppable. History is filled with examples of remarkable transformations. People who faced devastating setbacks yet emerged stronger than before. Businesses that were on the brink of collapse but reinvented themselves to become industry leaders. Nations that rose from the ashes of war to create unprecedented prosperity. What made these transformations possible wasn't just determination or resilience, it was the willingness to completely reimagine what was possible. To let go of the past not as a rejection of history, but as an embrace of potential. You too must be willing to die symbolically to release who you were, to become who you're meant to be. For too long, we've been sold a limited definition of success. Material wealth, status, and power are held up as the ultimate achievements, but true success runs deeper. It's about alignment between your actions and your values. It's about impact, not just income. It's about fulfillment, not just fame. Success isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey of becoming, and on this journey, the most important measurement isn't how you compare to others, but how you compare to who you were yesterday. The path to this deeper success requires courage to define success on your own terms, to pursue what matters to you, even when it differs from societal expectation, to measure your progress not by external validation, but by internal fulfillment. This journey isn't easy. There will be days when you question everything, when the path ahead seems impossible. But those moments of doubt aren't signs to turn back. They're invitations to go deeper, to recommit to your vision with even greater conviction. At the core of transformation is mindset, the lens through which you view yourself and the world. Your mindset shapes everything. How you interpret challenges, how you respond to failure, how you perceive opportunities. A fixed mindset says, "This is just who I am." A growth mindset says, "This is who I am becoming." A scarcity mindset sees limitations. An abundance mindset sees possibilities. A victim mindset asks, "Why is this happening to me?" A creator mindset asks, "What can I learn from this? How can I use this?" The revolution begins when you realize that your mindset isn't fixed, it's a choice you make moment by moment. And in each moment, you have the power to choose thoughts that empower rather than limit you. This isn't about positive thinking as a magical solution. It's about strategic thinking as a practical tool. It's about developing the mental discipline to direct your focus toward what serves your growth rather than what reinforces your limitations. Your mind will always find evidence for whatever you believe. Choose to believe in your capacity for growth, and you'll discover proof of your potential everywhere. Change is the only constant in life. You can resist it and suffer, or embrace it and thrive. The choice is yours, but the consequences of that choice will shape everything that follows. When you resist change, you expend precious energy fighting against reality. When you embrace it, that same energy becomes available for creation and innovation. Embracing change doesn't mean you welcome every disruption with open arms. It means you approach life's inevitable shifts with curiosity rather than fear. You ask, what opportunity does this present, rather than why is this happening? The most successful people in history weren't those who avoided change, they were those who anticipated it, prepared for it, and leveraged it. They understood that change isn't just something to survive, it's something to harness. You too can develop this relationship with change. Start by identifying one area of your life where you've been resisting necessary change. What would happen if you stopped fighting and started flowing? What possibilities might open up? Reinvention is both an art and a science. It requires creativity to envision new possibilities for yourself and discipline to bring those possibilities to light. The science of reinvention involves systematic assessment, planning, and consistent action. It means looking objectively at your strengths and weaknesses, examining the gap between where you are and where you want to be, and creating a step-by-step path to bridge that gap. The art of reinvention involves imagination, intuition, and expression. It means daring to dream beyond what seems reasonable, listening to the quiet voice that calls you toward your authentic path, and finding unique ways to express your gifts in the world. Together, these elements create a powerful formula for transformation. Vision plus action plus consistency equals reinvention. But reinvention isn't a one-time event. The most successful people reinvent themselves continuously, shedding outdated versions like a snake sheds its skin, not because the old skin was bad, but because growth demands renewal. The time for half measures is over. The time for excuses is finished. If you want true success, that satisfies not just your bank account, but your soul. You must be willing to let go of who you were to become, who you're meant to be. This means identifying and releasing the self-destructive patterns that have held you back, committing to continuous growth, especially when it's uncomfortable, embracing transformation as a necessity, not a luxury, redefining success on your own authentic terms, revolutionizing your mindset to see possibilities where others see limitations, welcoming change as an ally rather than fighting it as an enemy, mastering the art and science of continuous reinvention. This journey won't be easy. You'll face resistance from others, from circumstances, but most of all, from yourself. The voice of your past will try to pull you back to familiar territory, but remember, that voice doesn't want what's best for you. It wants what's safe for you. True growth happens outside your comfort zone, in the space where challenge meets commitment. As we conclude, I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now, 5 years, 10 years. Who will you be if you continue on your current path, making the same choices, thinking the same thoughts? Now imagine who you could be if you committed fully to your transformation. If you released the weight of your past and embraced the potential of your future. The distance between those two versions of yourself is measured, not in time, but in decisions. In moments of choice, when you opt for growth over comfort, for possibility over limitation, for reinvention over repetition. Your past has brought you to this moment, and for that it deserves your gratitude, but your future deserves your courage. It's time to let go of who you were to become, who you're meant to be. The journey of transformation begins with a single step. Take that step now. Your true success awaits.